Hey guys. Oh, okay. So I'm going to apologize up front because I had a free Starbucks reward today. And I don't drink coffee a ton. I do my go-go juice each morning. It's got a little bit of caffeine in it. But every once in a while, I have a treat, especially when you have a Starbucks reward, right? And you got to get your money's worth from it too, right? So of course, I went with the venti. Sorry, I had these what is happening here? I don't know what's going on. My hair is just like doing this woo thing. So this is what I'm talking about, like caffeine high right now. So of course, I had to get my money's worth with my Starbucks reward. So I got a venti. So I do a venti coconut milk latte and at kids temp, of course, so I can drink it right away. But it came with 2 shots of espresso. And the lady even asked me, she's like, do you want an extra shot of espresso? And I was like, well, how much does it come with? And she told me 2, and I was like, no, let's be safe here. Thank goodness I did not get the 3rd shot. Guys, I'm like shaken. Does anybody else get that way when they have too much caffeine? Oh gosh, I guess it's been a long time since I've had that much. So I'm apologizing up front if I am like a jittery ball of energy right now. You know why. Okay, but I wanted to show you guys. So I have had a bunch of people lately let me know that their kiddos also have gluten and dairy intolerances. Something that is becoming more and more well-known, and I think more and more understood. So many people are finally realizing that they feel so bloated and gross all the time is because of dairy, because our bodies were not made to process dairy, and it can make us feel really icky. And then with gluten, so many people are realizing that gluten causes inflammation. With my girls, they actually both get really bad rashes. So it is not just that we avoid it. We need to because they get really bad diaper rashes. Lo gets it looks like eczema on her face when she has either gluten or dairy. So I wanted to show you guys some of the things that we do each week to make it super fast and easy because it's hard to know what to feed our kids anyway, right? And then to try to make mindful choices and to try to, keep them fueled with a balanced diet, it is tricky, especially when we're busy and we have, jobs and, places to go, houses to take care of, kiddos to look after. I mean, we're not even in the after school activities type of stage yet, but I'm sure it gets just even trickier. So I wanted to show you guys a little bit about what we do. We kind of meal prep for our kids. And the reason why I do it is because it makes sure that I set myself up to be successful for them. So I make some things ahead of time so that way lunches and dinners most days are already taken care of. So my girls get hangry. They go from fine to, oh my gosh, feed me now. And if I'm spending 30 minutes making a meal, it's usually with them screaming and crying. So I try to avoid that. But for some days, we do, things outside of what I've meal prepped. Like today we made homemade pizza for lunch and Lo had some of that. But most days I'm going to show you guys what I stock our fridge with. Okay, so I'm going to flip this. All right, so I like to do a couple different proteins. So we do ground meat a lot of times. Both girls do really well with this. Gray is 10 months, so I make sure everything's about a pea size or smaller. And Lo can do, decent sized chunks. And then this is just scrambled eggs. Sometimes I'll do chicken tenders. We have some in the freezer right now. I didn't make them right now. I usually just do 2 and rotate for a couple meals. So I do a couple different proteins, and then I like to do a couple different grains. So I do usually a brown rice. These are lentil noodles. Lo loves them. So they are gluten-free lentil noodles. And then this one is quinoa. I just made it, so it's kind of steamy here. But so I have 3 grains and carbs for them ready to go. And then, this was a leftover meat that I had. That is also a ground turkey. And then I like to do some veggies. So we get the steam fresh veggies a lot, just like, you know, the freezer ones. They're so fast, they're so easy, but I have broccoli, green beans, and then a mixed veggie. So we like to do those for the girls. And then Gray right now is wrapping up her baby foods. So since we are going out of town, I did a couple extra meals. Usually I try to do like 4 meals worth ready to go. But since I just got these out of the freezer, I'm gonna let them thaw in here. So there are 3 to 4 cubes of veggies in there. So I'll show you what that looks like. So this one is broccoli and sweet potatoes. So that is 4 ounces. So that is Gray's veggies for one of her meals. And then she'll pair it with the protein and a carb. We also like to do a fruit with every meal. So we like to do a grain, a protein, a veggie, and a fruit. And so with our fruits, we usually stick with, the girls love blueberries, and I cut them in half for Gray. Lo can eat them as they are. Lo eats grapes now, but I cut them in half. Gray does not eat grapes because of the casing. She's still a little bit too little for that, and I'm worried about choking hazards. So we're waiting on that for Gray. They both love cuties. And I usually cut them into fourths for Gray, and Lo is now at a point where she can eat the wedges. And Lo loves apples. I have some Honest juice boxes back there. They're actually, and you guys are probably gonna laugh at me, but those are special treats for our girls. They don't get them every day. Gray's actually never had one. Lo gets one maybe once a week. But I kind of hide them in the back, that way they don't see them constantly. And then the other thing that we like to do is healthy fats. So 1 meal a day, we usually do some avocado. We like to cube them, sometimes mash them. Lo likes it in guacamole. But yeah, that's what we typically do for their meals. So it makes it really fast and really easy for me to prep and get everything together for them really fast. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we normally do that we throw in there. The other thing, the girls do, Lo does unsweetened original almond milk. So she does that for an afternoon snack. And then she also does her chocolate vitamins, the same thing that I do each day. It's a superfood that the company I partner with sells and promotes. And then Gray is still doing breast milk. We're currently weaning, so she is now getting more bottles. And then they both like to do a ton of water. So Gray actually uses one of those straw cups, and Lo is working on using her little, just regular open cup. But that is kind of just a little rundown of what we do each week, and then we rotate, you know. We try to switch it up, do different things. That way they don't get too bored. But it makes it really easy for us as parents and for our childcare providers when our babysitters and nanny come over. Everything's right there, and they just plop it all on a plate and stick it in the microwave for a couple seconds, and they're good to go. And I know that they're getting balanced meals. Yeah. Does anybody else do anything different? What are some of your tips and tricks? Are you guys gluten and dairy free or have allergies? Anything that you avoid? It can be tricky. But once we got into this good routine, good habit, it's really not that big of a deal. And it's just a way of life. And to be honest with you, my girls have never refused anything because they've had it too much. So it's not like they get bored. They love what they eat. And so we kind of we keep rotating it. That way it doesn't get boring. The one other thing that we do for breakfast, a lot of times we do almond milk yogurt. That's something that both girls really like. They both really like gluten-free oatmeal. And we usually pair that with fruit, like a banana. Sometimes we do gluten-free bread with almond butter. with little bananas on top. They like that type of stuff too. So we do switch it up quite a bit. But yeah, so I don't know. Let me know if there's anything else that you guys like that maybe we can try out and stick in our little routine. And let me know if you have any questions on, how to get your family in a good routine of this little meal prepping. I'm always happy to help. All right, guys, have a great day.